Yeah, Archana.
Good morning, everybody. Ma'am, can we start?
Good morning. Good morning, all. I request you to give them, I think, another 2-3 minutes because people are
Sure.
still joining in. I can see 122 or
Yeah, the numbers are
it's
increasing.
increased.
Yeah, it's going in. Correct.
So
So we'll
maybe
wait for a
2-3.
couple of more minutes. Sure, ma'am. Sure. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, all of you. I request all students to follow the school's protocol, ensure that your name is properly displayed, and also please ensure that your profile pic in school uniform is on display. We will follow the school norms at all times, and we would not like to have any kind of disturbance during the session. So let's follow the school protocol in its entirety. I remind all the students to please keep following the school's protocol of these seminars as we normally have. I welcome the team from ACCA, and I'm grateful to them for taking this initiative for students of commerce. We've given them time, and I request the organizers to please get started.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everybody. Hope all of you are keeping safe and healthy. My name is Muralidharan, and I will be moderating the show today. At the outset, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Punita ma'am for hosting today's webinar. Thank you, ma'am. The Hilltop audience has been great. We have had an overwhelming response to this event, and I'm thankful to each of you for taking out your time to attend this event. I'll begin with the idea of hosting the event. What is the purpose of this event? As you're aware, there's so much gloom all around. We want to build some positive vibes in the situation. We want to talk about making best of the situation. We want to discuss about the new opportunities that can be availed in this time. There's so much innovation happening all around you. If you have been looking at news online as well as papers, then you'll find so much innovations happening around. For example, in Thailand, as you're all aware, because of this pandemic, you're supposed to wear mask, you should not be touching different objects with bare hands, then you need to wash your hands. So the Thailand, the mall has come up with a unique initiative where the elevators, that is the lifts, instead of having buttons for choosing the floor that you want to go to, they're going to have foot controls so that you can select your destination using your foot and you can decide which floor you want to reach. The other day, I was looking at a news clip in which a Pani Puri wala has created a machine which can serve Pani Puri untouched by hand. We have companies which are delivering essentials and books using drones. So you have these drones coming to your balcony and delivering the packages at your home instead of human being coming to your door. And we also see that the business professors are projecting that there is going to be long-term possibility of these kind of innovative initiatives in the post-pandemic landscape. Excuse me. So the businesses, those businesses are going to survive, which can be imaginative, bold, and forward-looking. Today, we'll be interacting with industry leaders on career and study opportunities that you can avail of in this pandemic time. We are going to have eminent panelists joining us today on our show. And remember, they are as excited to take your questions. So please type your questions in the chat box. We will try to pick as many questions as possible to present before the panelist. Please do type in your name along with the question. Keeping in view that you already have typed in your name as ma'am has done, I'm really very happy. So all your names are already available. So you don't need to type your name. You just have to type in the questions. So we'll know who is asking these questions. Before we begin with our first panelist, we'd like our audience to know that you will be getting a certificate of participation. To get the certificate, you need to fill out the feedback form, the link to which we'll be displaying at the end of this program, as well as we'll be providing the link on the chat box. So stay tuned and look forward to an exciting interaction. We have our first panelist, Punita ma'am, principal of Hilltop School, joining us today. It's a great privilege, ma'am, to have you with us here today. At the outset, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude for giving us permission to have this show, and especially indebted to you for agreeing to be part of this show. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Ma'am, we understand. Right, thank you. Ma'am, we understand that the schools are undergoing a very tough time. Teachers trying to cope with technology, online teaching, schools adopting to new way of operations. So this is something that has been being discussed a lot across the domain. So, but then how are the students adapting to this situation? How has this affected the students? How are they coping up with online classes? So if we can throw some light on that, ma'am.
Students are the fastest to adapt, and this is a generation where they are extremely tech savvy. So children have adapted very soon and very fast to the change that the pandemic has forced upon us. So we just had to give them some basic understanding, and they quickly adapted to it. However, there is the complete freedom of a general open school when you're physically at school, the freedom of running around and exercising your body, the feel of fresh air, the camaraderie of being together that the pandemic has now not allowed. So these are unfortunate things, but But when it comes to classes, online classes, children have adapted very quickly, and I am really happy and thankful as far as that is concerned.
Great, great, wonderful, ma'am. It's really nice to know that, I mean, students are adapting, and I'm sure that they are looking forward to the day when the school reopens so that they can meet their friends and enjoy the school ambience. I'm sure about that. Ma'am,
Yes.
there used to be at one point of time where commerce was not by choice. Students used to do not, I mean, they used to take commerce by choice. It was by force, because compulsion that they had to take commerce. But I suppose the trend is changing today. Students are opting for commerce, and they are doing quite well, as the board results reflect. So what would you say is the biggest challenge that a commerce student has as on date?
We have perceived a very noticeable change in attitude towards commerce in the last few years, a very happy change. There was a time where children were very apprehensive about taking commerce, but now they are taking it by choice. And some of our best students have opted for commerce and are doing very well for themselves. I would be happy to mention one student who not only, and I would also like to mention here that a number of children taking admission in Sri Ram College of Commerce, which is known to be the best in the country for commerce. The numbers are going up from Hilltop School of those children who are enrolled there. And among the first few who went to Sri Ram College of Commerce has also got into London Business School and is now almost on the verge of completing his tenure there. So good things are happening for commerce children. I think one of the challenges that you wanted to know about is, of course, seeking admission into a higher college and the lack of awareness in terms of options available to them after school.
Exactly.
Because most of them believe that they're going to do BCom and thereafter they'll probably go into chartered accountancy or cost accountancy, and that's where their knowledge ends. We did an orientation with some of our children in the past years where we told them that there were a variety of courses available. That is why I would like more and more such orientations to happen so that they are more clear on what are the other options that they have, and they can match the skills required with the skills they possess so that they can make informed choices.
Very true, very true, very true. And ma'am, we are looking forward that we will be able to help your students. I mean, it really sounds wonderful that your students are doing so well. And we would like to be part of this journey, and we would like to give them as much career guidance as possible. All the options that are available, we would like to make it available to them. And we are looking forward to the interaction with the students in the coming time. Ma'am, but keeping in view, because your students are doing so well in commerce, and they have already, I mean, really very great achievement. So do you think that with all the innovations that are happening, and I mean, I come across schools where students studying in class 6 and 7 coming up with so wonderful innovations, so much creative ideas, that business ideas which could be transformed into a great business model. So keeping in this in view, do you think that we should have some kind of a sensitization program about how finance, how business is to be operated, what is the basic nuances that they need to know at an earlier stage itself, rather than having it as a commerce stream only? Do you think that we should introduce finance as a subject right from the beginning, right? Maybe say class 6, 7, or 8 at least.
You know, all these experiments are working out brilliantly. The government of India launched the Atal, lab
Tinkering
program,
lab.
which
Right.
are the Atal Tinkering Lab, and we are one of the proud possessors of one such lab in our school. And we have exposed the junior students to what they can do in terms of on the spot innovation and what they can do in terms of robotics, and the response has been so good. I feel that all this opening of doors is going to help the children. They understand things much better than we imagine, and they have a lot of potential within them. And that potential, if it is not properly tapped at the right time, it gets misled and misguided. So all this opening of doors is going to help them tremendously. We've seen very young financial experts who give their opinion on trade and stocks and things like that. So the more, and money is something that attracts everyone. And in fact, people misuse and misinterpret money and the power of money at a young age. So, if they were to understand how finances are controlled and how they can be used to one's advantage, and they have a better understanding of financial, etc., in terms of business, I think there will be a greater responsibility towards finances, even in the smaller areas of their home, and how small money can be converted into big money. These are ideas that's going to excite their imagination and will certainly build a lot of interest among the youngsters. So if we can have a forum that can help them, I would be very happy to help our students.
Right. Very, very rightly articulated, ma'am. And I'm sure that, I mean, we have a lot of exciting opportunities coming ahead. Ma'am, this one point that I would like to highlight here, that whenever we approach any corporate, the one complaint that comes from this is that the kind of students who are coming out from our schooling system, they do not possess the basic skills required to adapt to a working environment or a corporate environment, or the nuances that they need to know. They lack that. So do you think that we can work of reducing the skill gap that exists today at the school level? And if you have some suggestions how we can go about doing that.
We can do many things. Of course, we'll have the challenge of convincing parents, because parents do not understand the importance of these things all the time. But I think we can definitely make a beginning. We can have an exposure, like we're having an exposure to children. We can have an exposure to parents so that they'll understand how this is going to help them in the future. We can look at workshops which will lead into internships. We can make little children go into internships so that they'll have an actual exposure. These things we don't do in our country, but these internships will help children to understand and be responsible at an early age. At the time when they are with the maximum energy, we are only exposing them to theory. At our school, we use our value education classes to take them into the outside world and expose them to the real world outside with the intent of character building. However, I feel that a greater exposure to the real world, the professional world, will make them more responsible at an early age, and will certainly make them more useful to the industry much earlier. What happens is they get their theoretical information, then they go into the practical world and realize that they have so much more to learn. So after 15, 16, 17 years of exposure, you are still at the beginning of your learning. So if you can start early and use your summer vacations and other time to maybe even integrate it within your learning, nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Wonderful, ma'am. I mean, it sounds very promising. And on this note, I would like to invite our second panelist, Mr. Kishan Mishra, who is the head of North and East of ACCA. Kishan, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Murli, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, Punita, ma'am. Good to meet you today.
Right.
Good to meet you, and most welcome to this seminar for Hilltop Children. Thank you for joining us.
Right.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's my privilege to be here.
Right. Kishan, in our audience, we have a majority of commerce students, and we have students from class 9th and 10th who are looking at different career opportunities. So would you say that the future for commerce students looks bright under the current circumstances, in the sense the pandemic, with innovation, with all meetings and interactions happening online? So do you think that for commerce students, the future is bright?
So interestingly, Murli, commerce as a function has been pervasive and has been evergreen always, right? And it will remain the same 100 years down the line also, because whatever we do, whatever we get exposed to, everything is commerce, right? So on a daily basis, whatever interactions we do are somewhere related to money, finances, accountancy, all those things are there prevalent in front of us. In fact, the good thing is that due to the pandemic, more opportunities have been created for people. People can be anywhere and they can work for organizations anywhere in the world. I can quote an example that one of my friends who is in Delhi is currently managing the US operations for a US-based organization without traveling to US. right?
Right.
So it is
Right.
happening because of the pandemic. Now, pandemic is creating another set of opportunities for people in the field of business and commerce, which will
Right.
ensure that we are not only associated with the markets which are known to us, but to the markets which are also unknown and newer territories and newer geography and newer set of people for the future. Yeah.
Great, 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 Kishan. Kishan, so then, because can you just explain to our young audience here, because you're from ACCA, so what ACCA is all about? It's an organization, a qualification. What is it exactly?
Right, right. Thank you, Murli. A very, very important question talking about my organization. So we are Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. It's a global body for professional accountancy based out of London, UK. And currently we operate out of 183 countries globally. We have got more than 5,27,000 students who are pursuing this qualification and around 2,19,000 people who are members of this qualification and working across all these 183 countries I spoke about. Interestingly, it is said that a doctor is a doctor anywhere in the world. An engineer is an engineer anywhere in the world. However, when we look at chartered accountancy, we always call them local accountants. We never call them global accountants. Why? Because every country has got a local body for accountancy, right? So as we have got Institute of Chartered Accountants in India, you go to Pakistan, which is neighbor country to us, they have Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan, right? In Nepal, you have Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nepal. In Canada, you have CPA Canada. In US, you have CPA in USA, right? Or maybe go to Australia, you have CA Australia and New Zealand. So every country across the world has got one body. And because of which what happens is people are always known as local accountants. The good thing with ACCA is that ACCA is a ACCA anywhere in the world, right? And there is no differentiation done, whether you do it from Jamshedpur or from Delhi or from London or San Francisco or say Sydney, wherever you are known as the ACCA. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So Kishan, I mean, it's nice to hear about what ACCA is and the kind of qualification and the kind of presence across the globe. But what is the kind of recognition for this ACCA qualification across the world? How does it par with other qualification as such?
Sure, sure. So, Murli, all the qualifications in the world or the professional bodies in the world are being governed by an organization called IFAC, which is known as International Federation of Accountants, right? So all of us are recognized through that body. And ACCA is also one of the recognized bodies. In fact, the good thing with ACCA is that we are tied up or we have a MOU with around 80 countries in the world, which means somebody who has done ACCA can actually go and practice across 80 markets globally, right? Just to quote some examples, anybody can move to Middle East. The local body of Middle East, which is known as the Chartered Accountancy Body of UAE, is someone who is actually taking care of ACCA qualification only in their market. So if you're a ACCA, you can very well go to UAE, apply for the local license and become a UAE CA. If you go to Singapore, you write one exam there, become Singapore CA, right? You go to Canada, write one examination, you can become CPA of Canada. Like this, various countries, including Australia, New Zealand, and across Europe, right? So as I mentioned, 80 markets are there. In fact, if you don't want to leave your country while staying in India, you can actually practice for the other countries which are outside.
Oh, wonderful. That's nice. Kishan, I mean, it sounds very exciting, this qualification, but then what we have here in the audience is students from class 9th to class 12th. So Kishan, can you please explain to our audience here, how is ACCA relevant to them? Why are we talking about ACCA? How ACCA is going to help them?
Right. So let me talk about the commerce stream first, Murli. As Punita ma'am rightly mentioned, that there is a requirement for people to become work ready by knowing the nuances of newer things which are happening across, by doing some internships, etc. In fact, when we look at the commerce stream, right, only 2.69% of the people who are commerce graduates are considered to be employable. Right, so there is a skill gap.
2.69, did you say?
Only 2.69%
so
of the
roughly
total population.
97% of the commerce students are not employable.
That's right. That's right. So in fact, the good thing is that when we look at employability, there are two words into employability. One is employment. Second is ability. Right. There is a lot of employment which is available. Opportunities are not less. In fact, the demand is more and supply is less. People are not able enough or capable enough to pick up those jobs. Right. The good thing is that a student who can start this qualification at an early age, in say class 9th or say 10th or 11th or 12th, they can actually look at completing this qualification earlier than anyone else. Do you know what is the global passing out age for a professional accountant? Average, it is 25, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and if they start in school, say at the age of say 14 or 15, by the time they are hardly 18 or 19, and we have got various examples of students who have actually completed the entire qualification before completing their graduation, right? And they have got a BSc, honors in applied accounting from Oxford Brookes University. In addition to that, they have got MSc also at a very, very early age, and they start their corporate career earlier than anyone else, right? In fact, the subjects which are being taught in commerce in class 11th and 12th in schools are quite similar to what is there in the first leg of ACCA qualification.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So basically, are you saying that students who are studying in school can actually look forward to enrolling in ACCA?
That's right. That's right. So we are the only qualification, a professional qualification worldwide, which gives you an opportunity to start the ACCA qualification as early as at the age of 13. Right. So you can
13.
Once you're yes, that's right.
Oh,
okay.
So I mean,
in fact, if somebody wants to get into any other professional qualification, Murli, they have to at least complete their 12th, which means that they should be 17 before
and then
they
some
get
of
into a
them,
professional
some of them
course.
require a graduation or at least class 12. That's what I was wondering.
Right.
I mean, when you said that they can start in school, so I suppose this would be the only professional qualification which they can enroll at this tender age.
That's right. Otherwise, they can get into a vocational course, not a professional one.
Right. So Kishan, so does that mean that if they are able to enroll at the, say, even if they are enrolling class 9th, 10th or 11th, so, and you are talking about the average age of a professional being 25. So, I mean, average age, when you say it, I suppose you would be indicating based on somebody completing class 12th and starting their professional qualification. Whereas with ACCA,
right.
they're going to be
That's right.
starting right in their school. So does that mean that they'll be completing their professional qualification much earlier than the average age?
That's right. That's right. So what we see is that there are a lot of people who are able to complete the entire qualification by the time they touch 18 or 19 years of age.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Which means that they save 5 to 6 precious years of their life. Children are young, so they might not be able to understand the importance of these 5 to 6 years. I'm sure Punita ma'am is there, and if there are other teachers, they will be able to appreciate it. In fact, their parents would be able to appreciate the importance of 5 years or 6 years in life. What you can do is that you can start your career earlier than anyone else. You can grow further in your career faster because your ladder is quicker for you. And then you can actually look at retiring younger, right? And enjoy yourself later, right? So all those things are possible. Yeah.
Great, great, wonderful, wonderful. So, I mean, you are giving us an opportunity to enjoy, I mean, complete early our career. We can retire early and then take a world tour. 5 years we can enjoy.
Choice is yours. Yeah,
right.
That's right. That's right.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But Kishan, keep speaking on this topic. I mean, students studying for 10th, 11th, 12th, they have a lot of pressure with all the board examination and the amount of quantum of studies that they need to do this. So is it a good call to undertake another qualification along with it? Because you said that they can enroll at the school level. So would that not add some kind of an additional load on them?
So interestingly, Murli, a very, very valid question that you have asked. Normally people feel that they will have a pressure. Think about a science student who is actually preparing for IIT, PMT and other entrance exams. Commerce students normally don't do that. The other thing is that if you look at the subjects which are there, which are being taught in class 11th and 12th, like for example, they are being taught financial accounting in class 11th. Or there is a paper called business studies. So the financial accounting paper of class 11th board is similar to the financial accounting paper which is there in ACCA. The business studies paper is similar to the business and technology paper. In fact, they get some additional inputs on the newer things which are happening across the industries. When they get into class 12th, they study a paper called Financial Accounting 2, wherein they study about cash flow statement, fund flow statement, ratios, and the other things. Practically, that is similar to the management accounting paper which is there in ACCA. The good thing is that without putting in much pressure, if they study well in their classrooms only and just some additional hours of understanding, whatever we are trying to say here is that whatever your teachers are teaching in the classroom, right? If you're able to understand and apply that knowledge, you can write the ACCA exam well. There is no difficulty at all.
Okay.
It is more about the application of the learning. Yeah.
Right. So, Kishan, I mean, what I could gather from what you're saying is that there is, if they are being sincere with their curriculum, the studies that they are doing currently in the school, they'll be able to easily sail through the ACCA first three examination, first three papers, right? So,
Correct. That's right.
does it work vice versa also? Does preparing for ACCA actually help with their board exams also?
In fact,
Will there?
that's the advantage which comes in front of them, that they prepare
Mhm,
for one and they can
mhm.
write two examinations. In
Correct.
fact, their
Okay.
concepts would be much more clearer, right?
Right.
And they will become work ready for the future. I can quote about the best of the colleges in the country from where people are getting their BCom degrees. When they
Mhm,
get into the job, they are not able
mhm,
to cope up with the work environment because there's a
mhm,
gap between what they have studied in their classrooms and what
mhm.
they are being asked to do on the shop floor.
Right. Right.
For example, your balance sheets and P&L accounts are not
Mhm,
prepared through pen and paper anymore,
mhm, mhm,
right?
mhm,
These are being
mhm.
prepared by the robots or the
Right.
softwares, right?
Mhm,
So when the softwares are doing it for you, right?
mhm,
What are you
mhm,
supposed to do? You're actually supposed to not crunch the numbers. You're
mhm.
supposed to actually take decisions on the numbers which have been presented in front of you. And
Very
that's
true.
what we teach our students to go ahead
Mhm,
and do in their corporate
mhm.
career.
So, Kishan, you were saying that, I mean, it's more of a practical approach that ACCA will give these students. So,
That's
hands-on
right.
kind of an approach. Right.
That's
Great.
right. That's
Great.
right.
So, suppose that this would take care of the problem that we were discussing with Punita ma'am in terms of covering the skill gap also.
Correct. Correct. And that's really very important for the students for their future.
Right. So, I suppose that is what will differentiate these students from the rest of the crowd when they actually go for job interviews.
Right. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Kishan, sounds good. And you also mentioned about the subjects, the three subjects that they need to clear. But keeping in view the fact, I mean, first, I would like to understand when you say the three subjects, first three subjects, what is the total number of subjects that they have to actually clear to become a ACCA professional?
Right. So in the entire ACCA qualification, we have got 13 papers, 1-3,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
13 people will say it's an unlucky number, but it is not. It is actually a very lucky number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the entire qualification is divided into three parts. The first level is known as applied knowledge, which
Mm-hmm.
is the foundations in accountancy, which the
Mm-hmm.
students can actually study during
Mm-hmm.
their first and second year of class 11th
Right.
and 12th, right? So 11th and
Okay.
12th, they are going to complete
Right.
that.
Right.
Then they can move ahead and complete the rest 6 papers, wherein we have got papers like taxation,
Mm-hmm.
performance management, law,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
financial reporting, audit, and
Right.
financial management.
Mm-hmm.
These papers can be completed, and then students can look forward to getting an advanced diploma in accounting and business from ACCA,
Mm-hmm.
plus a BSc honors in applied accounting from Oxford Brookes University. And then
Mm-hmm.
they will look at the final level, which is known as the strategic professional level, wherein
Mm-hmm.
we have got papers like strategic business leader, strategic business reporting, and
Mm-hmm.
advanced level papers on financial management and performance management, taxation, etc. So
Okay.
that's the way in which the entire qualification has been spread.
Kishan, I mean, that's a lot of information to process. So, what you said right now, what I understood is that there are total 13 papers in order to
That's
get
right.
complete the ACCA qualification, out of which they can complete the first three papers while they're studying in the school, which is common with their school curriculum. So, when they complete the first three papers, they'll be getting a diploma in accounting and business. A
Correct.
diploma they will be getting. They complete the next 6 papers, they'll be getting an advanced diploma in accounting and business. And what you mentioned is that they are eligible to get a BSc honors in applied accounting from Oxford Brookes University, right?
That's right. That's right.
And when they complete all the 13 papers, in addition to getting the ACCA qualification, they are also eligible to get MSc in professional
And
accounting from University of London. Is that right,
correct.
Kishan?
Correct.
So,
In fact,
so
after their 9 papers, they can look forward to getting an MBA also.
oh,
Uh, from the one of the topmost business schools in India, as well
mhm,
as international universities across the Europe.
okay.
And
So,
I can talk
so
about a
Kishan,
lot of universities in Australia and New Zealand also. Yeah,
so does that mean, Kishan, that all these students, if they enroll for ACCA, they have to go abroad? They have to go to Oxford Brookes University and University of London to complete the last the qualification MSc and BSc? Is that how it
no,
works?
so
Huh.
no, it doesn't work in that way. The
Mhm,
BSc honors in applied accounting by Oxford Brookes University recognizes the ACCA qualification. So all the
mhm,
credits which the
mhm,
student is able to generate after passing the 9 papers will be
mhm,
moved to the BSc degree. right? So which means that the degree a student is getting while studying in the Oxford Brookes University campus in London, right, is similar to what a student will get here in Jamshedpur. There won't be any difference,
I
right?
mean, you mean to say that
In
in the
fact,
certificate, it will not be
yes.
mentioned it is distance or
It's not a
correspondence or
distance
online?
program at all. There is
Right.
no distance correspondence
Okay.
outside India, right? So,
Okay.
in fact, students can go ahead and attend the convocation ceremony, which happens in Dubai, Singapore, and London
Oh,
once
wonderful.
pandemic is over. Yeah.
Right. Of course.
Right. So before pandemic, people were going. After the
Correct.
pandemic, they can definitely go. But
Right.
then, yes, the degree they can receive it from there. What they have to do is that, in addition to passing these 9 papers, they have to just submit a dissertation report on a topic. They have to choose a dissertation topic, a project topic, and prepare a project report and submit it to Oxford Brookes University.
Great.
Right, and their project will be checked, and basis that they will be given a degree.
Getting the degree.
Yeah, when it comes to MSc in Professional Accountancy from University of London, they have to write 2 examinations, and the examination center in India are like, for example, Delhi, Calcutta, Jaipur, Chandigarh. So various centers are there, Bangalore, Chennai. So University of London conducts examinations in India.
Right. Okay.
To the British Council. Yeah.
Right. Kishan, the qualification, the program sounds exciting with all the benefits that are associated with it. But I have one question. See, the students in 11th and 12th, I mean, they have already spent around 14 years in the school system. And they are excited and looking forward to coming out of the school system and enjoying the college life. Right, so there is a lot of freedom, and they can go out. They can, I mean, there is no, so much of a discipline kind of a environment like school. So, but one thought that is always there lurking in their minds is how to get admission into a good prestigious college of the country. So, is there some kind of, because you said that they can enroll in the school level, so is there some kind of an advantage that they can get by enrolling in SSCA when they are looking forward to admissions in colleges?
Very, very important question, Murli, again. That today the worry for their parents, I think children are there in front of us, their parents would be that whether, so their biggest worry is not that whether they'll score 90% or not, because they will definitely score more than 90%, I'm sure, after looking at the kind of students which are there in Hilltop School. But their worry would be that whether they'll get admission into a good college or not, right? So, which is really very important. I'm sure there are a lot of students who are going to SRCC. Other than that, also they look forward to universities like Christ, which is again one of the best in terms of commerce. Colleges like Narsee Monjee, Loyola, right? Loyola in Hyderabad, Loyola in Chennai, Xavier's, right? And in fact, Manipal, which are and Symbiosis. These are quite well-known names which are there in the country, and they are quite known for commerce. The good thing is that all these colleges are tied up with us, and they are offering a BCom or a BBA, which is integrated with the ACCA curriculum in their campuses right now, right? And the students will definitely get an advantage. I'm not saying that there would be a reservation, which is not possible. But when they look at the candidates, for example, Murli, you have scored say 90% marks, right? I have scored say 88% marks, but I have got a diploma in accounting and business because I'm going to study the ACCA qualification only, and you have not studied it. So I might be preferred over you, although I have scored a lesser percentage, right? While they conduct the interviews, etc. That is one option. Second is students can actually go ahead and parallelly complete the ACCA qualification in case they want to stay in Jamshedpur or maybe go to some other college where ACCA integrated program is not there. So both the choices are available with the students. They will be supported throughout their journey, right? Once we hold the hand of a student, we don't leave them throughout their life. They become alumni for life for us, right? So we keep on bothering them throughout their career, throughout their entire journey. So that's
right. So Kishan, you did mention that you have association with a number of university and colleges across the country. So if you could just give us a number, like approximately how many university and colleges and what kind of locations that you're looking at? Is it those too few colleges that you mentioned? Christ you mentioned, you did mention about Narsee Monjee and Loyola. So is there other university and colleges also across the country?
Yes, so Murli, we have got around 97 plus universities wherein we are offering the ACCA qualification, which is integrated in the BCom or BBA courses. In fact, the entire Bangalore University, all the 650 colleges, they offer the BCom with ACCA only. The same is now started with Osmania University, which is again a government university. So we have already initiated our programs there in both these institutions. And
Okay.
there are other universities who are also looking forward to this. The students who go to Delhi University, they will also get to see some opportunities coming in front of them very soon.
Okay, great, wonderful. Kishan, I mean, now that we have covered the subjects, we have covered when they can enroll and what they can look forward to when they are moving forward with their graduation course, taking admission in a college or university. So what I would like to know, Kishan, is what is the kind of support that we can expect from you? I mean, at the school level, because what is it that you're going to provide us so that, I mean, we can take up this examination and clear them effectively?
Right. So number one, obviously, there will be a learning provider, a learning partner to support the students in terms of preparing for the ACC exams. We will conduct the trainers for the school teachers also, so that they are able to teach their own papers better. We know that they are well qualified and they know how to teach their subjects. We will just give them some inputs on how to teach a professional course also. That would be train the trainers to improve their obviously their teaching learning methods for the future. We also come back to the students and give them a lot of inputs on how to prepare for the examination, study resources, mock papers, and all those things are being provided, which actually gives them a better understanding on the not only on ACC examination, but also to prepare towards the board examination for the future. So this support is not only for these 3 papers initially, this would be there for all the 13 papers throughout their journey as a ACCA student.
Okay. When you're talking about, I mean, there are a lot of questions, few questions which are already coming up from students. So one question which I was also going to ask, and it's also come up from students, so I would like to take it up first. So I have Tanisha from 9D who wants to know, how do we go about enrolling into this ACCA course?
Okay. So enrollment is very simple. Tanisha, first of all, you have to actually attempt a test. We call it International Accountancy Proficiency Test, and pass that test. Right. This test would be conducted for all the students in your school. We'll do it online only. We'll let you know about the dates, etc. You write that test, and you have to score at least 50% marks. Right. There are 40 questions. You have to score 20 plus. If you qualify, then only you'll be able to enroll for the ACCA qualification. If you don't qualify, then we will give you another opportunity to write the test in case you're able to do that later on. Obviously, the questions would be different in the next test. That much I can tell you. Yeah.
Right.
But passing the test is important. And once you have done that, then you have to submit some documents and a small fee for registration. Right. And all those details would be provided to you by Unnayana Education.
Right. Kishan, the next, I have a very important question that I would like to know, because I'll be coming back to more on this course and how to enroll and the other questions that students are having. But before that, one important point that is lurking in my mind is, what is the kind of employment opportunity that a student who has completed ACCA can look forward to?
Right. And this is again a very, very valid question, Murli. We look forward to any course wherein there are opportunities. If there are no opportunities, we would not like to pursue them. The good thing is that the opportunities, as I had mentioned, are tremendous right now. Most of the jobs which were there in Europe due to the pandemic have been shifted to India now. And these jobs have been shifted to places like Gurgaon, Noida, Calcutta, Lucknow, Jaipur, Chandigarh, small towns also, right? And Trivandrum, Cochin, Chennai, then you have Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad. So all these places, the jobs are coming up. As mentioned, we have got more jobs and less number of people to apply to those jobs. The current scenario is such that there are huge requirements for people who understand financial reporting, IFRS. There are huge requirements for people who understand audit well, right? Not only for external audit, but for internal audit also. The importance has increased because of the banking fiascos which have happened in the country recently, right? There is a huge opportunity in terms of risk management, financial management, right? So all those areas, the opportunities are increasing and growing very, very fast. And students should not worry about the employment per se. I would say that when you look at the finance and accountancy as a function, it is so pervasive that accountant or a finance professional is required everywhere. You can't think about an organization or an institution without an accountant or a finance person. If you can think about it, I can give you a prize, right? So I don't think anybody would be able to guess an organization wherein the accountant is not required.
Right. Okay. Great, Kishan. So, Kishan, now you did mention about the opportunities, job opportunities that exist. So, there is one question again I have related to the employment opportunity. So, what is the kind of pay package that a person who has completed ACCA qualification can look forward
Right. So, Murli, when somebody looks at the ACC qualification, people can actually look forward to getting employed
to?
after their 9 papers only. They need not wait for the full 13-paper completion. Right.
Okay.
So once they have
Mhm,
completed 9 papers,
mhm,
which means that they are part qualified, they have got an
mhm,
advanced diploma in accounting and business with them. They do
mhm.
not have a BSc, or maybe they have taken the BSc from Oxford, right?
Okay.
They can actually look forward to getting employed with best of the organizations like
Mhm,
KPMG,
mhm,
PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC,
mhm,
Grant Thornton, right?
mhm, mhm,
There are organizations like Microsoft, HCL,
mhm,
Infosys,
mhm,
ITC. Various organizations are hiring the professionals right now. If you look at
mhm,
organizations like KPMG, PwC, and Ernst&
mhm,
Young, just to
mhm,
quote there, because what they do is
mhm,
that if you have completed 9 papers, KPMG
mhm,
will sponsor the rest of the qualification for you, and they
mhm.
will
Wow.
also pay you a salary.
Oh,
Right.
wow. That's
So they
wonderful.
pay
So,
a salary between somewhere around 4.5 to 5.5 lakhs
mhm,
at that level, which is part qualified level.
okay.
And they also sponsor the rest of the qualification, and they give leaves for preparation of
Oh,
examination,
wonderful.
etc. So leaves are also allowed
Oh,
for the students. Yeah,
I wish I could
right,
go back and start ACCA at this time. So that sounds very
right,
enticing. You get the salary, you get leave, and you get sponsored also. That sounds wonderful. Kishan, we
correct.
have a number of questions coming up from students. So I think I'll stop my questions and I'll take up the students' question, which are really
Please.
very interesting. So
Mhm.
first question is, because you did mention, because there is a little bit of confusion with the students, that you did mention on one side that uh, the minimum eligibility criteria for enrolling in this course is age 13, right? A
Correct.
13-year-old can start enrolling into this course. On the other side, you did mention about commerce subjects, right? I mean,
Correct.
for 3 subjects being common. So can a student who is 13 years old enroll for this, although the student may not be enrolled into commerce subject right now? Can they enroll and pursue this SSCA qualification?
Definitely they can. They
Okay,
have to just go through a basic module before
hmm,
they get into the final 3 papers, right?
right.
These are basic foundation related some
Mm-hmm.
courses. They have to
Mm-hmm.
just go through them, and we will
Okay.
not charge for going through those subjects, right? So
Oh,
this
great.
would be coming as an additional advantage to those students. Yeah,
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so now I'll take up the questions. So we have questions like we have covered the job aspects. Yash had a question about the job after completing a degree. So I think that's something that we have covered. So I'll just move forward to the next question. And uh, uh, ma'am had a question about how early the qualification can be acquired. We have covered that, age 13. And about the recognition, Kishan, this is one very important question that we have, is that if somebody say, because you're saying that they can enroll at the age of 13 or 14, and which means that if they take about say 3 years to complete these 13 papers, so before they actually start their graduation, they are completing this professional qualification, right? So
correct.
does that mean that if somebody has completed this professional qualification, although they have not done their graduation, uh, can they get a job? Can they start their career?
Okay. Very interesting question. And Murli, I can tell you that there are a lot of examples wherein people have started their career. There
Hmm.
are organizations who are ready to hire ACCA professionals
Hmm.
without their graduation also. One,
Right.
one important caveat here, that it is always good for you to complete the graduation also later on, right?
Mhm, mhm,
In case you are able to get that opportunity, you can start off, but get
mhm,
an Indian degree also. That's actually required as per the current scenario. Maybe
mhm,
in future that might not be required, because as per the
mhm,
new education policy,
mhm,
the foreign
mhm,
degrees will also be allowed in India for
mhm.
higher studies, right? Higher studies as
Great.
well as for getting into the jobs which are related to the government, etc.
Okay.
Otherwise, nobody can stop you from getting employed immediately
Mm.
after completing the ACC qualification. There are no
Great.
such
Great.
problems there. Yeah,
I mean,
I have
do you
got a
have
lot
any
of examples wherein
right?
people have actually started. Murli,
Mhm,
there is one guy in Grant Thornton who
mhm.
started the job at Grant Thornton at the age of 17, and currently his
Okay.
age is 28, and he is the youngest director of Grant Thornton in India.
Oh, That I think gives a better example, and I mean, it explains the whole thing. And I suppose, Kishan,
Correct.
you were mentioning about the girl from Chandigarh, Tashvita, I think was the name that you mentioned, who started her
Correct.
ACCA qualification right after class 10th, and she completed all the 13 papers before her class 12 board examination. Right? I mean, so she
That's
had
right.
this ACCA
That's right. And
qualification
in
just.
fact, before this thing, and at the age of 17 only, and currently she is doing her MSc at the age of 18 from
Okay.
University of London. She is going to write the 2 examinations. She already has a BSc in hand, right?
Right.
And
Right.
also she has become a faculty for ACCA. She's teaching ACCA, pursuing students for the future,
Oh,
right? So
wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful.
she's considered to be one of the best in the country today. Yeah.
Oh, great, great. That's nice. That's nice. Kishan, you did mention about students can pursue the 100 colleges, 97 plus university and colleges that you have association with, where they can pursue BCom. So, if they're pursuing this BCom, will there be some kind of additional support available at the college level also for these students to pursue the balance papers of ACCA?
So in case they're going to the universities wherein we are offering the integrated program of
Mhm,
ACCA in the BCom or
mhm,
BBA, then
mhm,
definitely full support would be provided by the university for pursuing
mhm.
the rest of the qualification. In fact, in
Okay,
their classroom only, they'll be teaching all the ACCA papers because their BCom or BBA is actually the ACCA program, right?
right.
Otherwise, if you're going to study in another college wherein we
Mhm,
do not have a
mhm,
integration or accreditation,
mhm,
then
mhm.
we will be supporting the students through our learning partners. So there is
Great.
a good pool of learning partners. In fact, they will be supported by Union Education for their
Mhm,
full journey towards
great.
the ACC membership. Yeah,
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, Kishan, can you just, because there is Vishal Singh of 9C who has a question. He wants to know what exactly is this test about? You mentioned about an entrance cum scholarship test. So, what does this? Can you just give some more information about this test?
right. So this test is obviously to judge the capability of the student to pursue the ACCA qualification. For students who have completed their 10th and maybe, sorry, 11th class, for
Mm-hmm.
them it would be more to related to accounting and business studies. For students who are still in class 9th, 10th, or maybe just entered class 11th, right?
Mm-hmm.
For them, obviously, the test would be on mathematics and English and reasoning, etc., just to
Okay.
gauge their understanding towards
Mm-hmm.
becoming a professional accountant in the future. We'll also ask them to write a small note or an essay on why they would like to become a professional accountant.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. So, I have a question from Shoaib Islam who wants to know, if I want to continue studying further after ACCA, what can I do? After I complete my ACCA, what else can I pursue?
Okay. So, what's the name you said?
Shoaib Islam.
Shoaib.
Shoaib Islam.
Shoaib, yeah. So you are getting a diploma. You're also getting an advanced diploma. You're getting a BSc. You're also getting a MSc. You're getting the ACCA membership. These are very good tools for you to get a very good career in the industry. In case you want to go ahead and do a PhD and teach, you can very well do that. That is another option available for you for your future. Or otherwise, if you want to do an MBA, there are very good business schools in India who are offering MBA courses to the ACCA qualified professionals also. And in case you want an MBA from outside, then you can obviously apply to Oxford Brookes University, write one exam, and take an MBA degree from them. In fact, the University of Ireland
Mhm.
in Dublin also offers the same option. Yeah.
Great, great. Kishan, there is one question that we want to know is, if a particular student enrolls in ACCA today at the school level, they complete 3 papers or 9 papers, and they plan to pursue uh, uh, their studies abroad. They
Mhm.
go somewhere in Europe and they want to pursue further. Do you have some kind of a partnerships there in Europe also?
Yeah. So uh, the organization is from UK only, right? And
Right.
we have got various partnerships. In fact, 400 plus universities in UK,
Mm-hmm.
Ireland, and the rest of the Europe.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, universities in Australia and New Zealand also give
Mm-hmm.
the similar kind of recognition. In case you're looking at, say, Singapore, Malaysia, as well as Middle East, there also we have got similar kind of recognition and understanding, which is there. And if you look at our diploma is recognized as per OFQOL of European Union. at the level of first year of graduation, right? So it is equivalent to first year of graduation. Although they would have completed 12th if they have just got a diploma, they'll be recognized at the level of first year of graduation there. They can also, sorry.
Kishan, sorry to interrupt here. I just want to understand this clearly. Are you saying that the first 3 papers they complete while they are studying in school, and that is considered as equivalent to first year of graduation in Europe? Is that what you said?
That's right.
Oh,
that's
wow.
right.
Okay.
That's right.
Wonderful. Please continue.
And once you have completed all the 9 papers, it is equivalent to a complete graduation in Europe. Okay. And the entire ACCA qualification is recognized equivalent to a post-graduation.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So, is there some kind of a post-graduation association also that you have in India with universities where they can pursue, say, for example, if they want to complete an MBA program in India, so can they go ahead and enroll for it?
So right now we are offering it in a couple of universities, and one of the top business schools, Birla Institute of Management and Technology in Greater Noida. They are actually, I would say, they have been rated as 11th right now, not the 10th one. The rating has been given 11th right now, but they are very good in terms of quality and teaching and placements, all of them. And they are offering 2 programs for students who have completed 9 papers or maybe completed all the 13 papers, can look forward to getting that MBA from there.
Oh, wonderful.
Soon we'll have options with other business schools also. That's already in pipeline.
Great, Krishan. Thank you so much. That's a wonderful thing. Students, I would like to mention, as I mentioned earlier also, at the end of the session, we'll be displaying a feedback link, which you can use to provide your feedback, and you'll be getting a certificate of participation for this particular webinar. It'll be sent on your mail. So please do give your feedback at the end of the session. And we'll also be showing you the email address. So please note down the email address, and in case you have any queries, you can always get in touch with us. And there are some couple of questions, for example, people who want to know about the fee structure and other information. So we'll be sharing all that information through your school. So very soon you'll be getting a circular or notice from your school where all this information will be shared with you. In the meantime, Kishan, there is one question which has come, very interesting question, which has come from Yash Kumar Verma of 11B, who wants to know, can you tell us about some people who have started good business after doing ACC?
Yes, again, Yash, it's a very good question. In fact, my son's name is also Yash. Right. So this question related to entrepreneurship is something which is very close to my heart. I can tell you that there are a lot of examples wherein people have started their own enterprises. In fact, they have become ACC learning providers. They are teaching the ACC qualification themselves. And that has become a very good business for them, for their future. There are a lot of people who have looked forward to taking some loans and starting their enterprises or maybe running their own family businesses. So the good thing with a qualification like ACCA is that you not only understand the gamuts of financial accounting and financial management, but you also get trained to become a business leader for the future. And if you're a professional accountant and you start your own enterprise, nobody would be able to fool you in future, right? Because you know the accounts well yourself. Right. There are a lot of examples, Murli, wherein people said that, okay, I'm the CEO, but I don't know what my CFO is doing because the person is not from the financial accountancy background.
Right.
Yeah. Right. The good thing is that if you are qualified, nobody will be able to take you for a ride, right? And there are a lot of banks who recognize and support you. In fact, we are looking forward to creating some such labs in schools. We have a new concept which is coming up, and Murli will share that further video, wherein we are talking about a finance experience and engagement lab, which will give more understanding towards accountancy, finance, and entrepreneurship for your future. So we are going to support you with all those things for your career and obviously for your entrepreneurship vision which you're looking forward to. Yeah.
So as a matter of fact, Kishan, as Punita ma'am was mentioning, the internship program will now be actually available inside the school campus itself, where this lab would actually give them that opportunity to hands-on experience the concepts that they are learning in the classroom. So it's going to be a very engaging kind of activity for them. So Kishan, I think we have covered most of the questions. So students, there is one more question which has come up. What is the minimum or average time within which we can complete our 9 and 13 papers? This is from Tarun Kumar Gautam. So what is the minimum time? or the average time would say to complete all the papers?
Right. So when you are in school, Tarun, we want you to focus on the first three papers only. Why? Because we don't want you to take that pressure of writing all the exams, because your first preference would be to clear your board and also get a diploma in accounting and business. Immediately after doing that, you will take another 2 years maximum to complete the rest of the qualification. What I'm saying here is that you prepare for one paper in 1 quarter, right? So one paper in 3 months, write the exam, pass, move to the next paper, write the exam, pass, and like this you will keep on moving further, right? And within 2 years time maximum, so before completing your graduation, you will be a ACCA qualified professional.
Great. Kishan, now on the examination, point of examination that you did mention. So these 13 papers, they'll have to go and appear at an examination center. They have to sit and write the examinations.
Okay, so again, very important, Murali. The first four papers, they can write from the comfort of their home. It's a remote invigilated exam. Once pandemic is over, they will be able to write that exam in their schools only, in their computer labs. We'll try to give that option at Hilltop School. We'll create a computer-based examination center there. Students need not move out and write the exam. Currently, because of the pandemic, all the 13 papers are conducted at home only. Students are not supposed to go out and write those examinations. Once the pandemic is over, obviously the exams would happen in centers. So the nearest center for Jamshedpur students is Calcutta right now. However, in case we have a good set of students coming in from Jamshedpur, we might start a center in that location itself. Otherwise, if students are moving out post their 12th, wherever they go, they'll be able to find an ACCA examination center there. I can tell that every state capital and the metro has an examination center as per British Council. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I think we'll wrap up here. I'll just show them the feedback link, which they can use to provide their feedback.
One point I wanted to share with all the students is that students, we will come back to you very soon about the International Accountancy Proficiency Test in the school. I would urge you to write that test. Normally, there is a charge, but when Murali spoke about your school and the way in which you are trying to work on a lot of things, we decided to waive off the fee. So the 1,000 rupees fee will be waived off for all the students. You will be able to write the examination free of any charges. And once you write the exam, you will also receive a certificate signed by ACCA and Unnayan, for which will help you in terms of your careers. In case after passing the examination, you want to enroll for the qualification, you have an opportunity to get a scholarship up to 25,000 rupees from both Unnayan and ACCA. Right, so that's the kind of opportunity I'm talking about. It would be a good idea for all of you to attempt the test at least. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Kishan. Thank you for that very important announcement. Students, we have the feedback link. I have shared it on your chat box also. It is unnayan.co.in/career feedback, where you need to provide your feedback to get the certificate of participation. And you can note down the email ID, which is provided at the end of the screen, which is career@unnayan.co.in. And you can raise any query that you have, and you can send across, you can ask your questions. And we'll soon be sharing details about the scholarship test and other fee structure and all the information on your mail as well as through the school. So you can look forward to that. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with us. Thank you so much. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Punita ma'am for this wonderful opportunity to interact with your students. And it has been a great, exciting experience. And Kishan will agree that we had a very good interactive session with the students. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this opportunity. And we are looking forward to setting up a business lab in your institution so that all your students are benefited.
I thank you for conducting this session. And it was an extremely informative and informative session for all the children. Being exposed to options in the commerce area is certainly something that I would like to welcome. Like I said, the information is little, and at least they know now that they have these options. Surely they'll talk about it to their parents. A little glimpse into the financial impact of the course would have helped.
Right. Sure.
I don't know. I got thrown out.
I can
connectivity.
I'll share it, ma'am.
Yes.
Not an issue at all. So currently the first three papers total, I mean, there are three components to fees. One is the registration as a ACCA student, which cost 2,000 rupees. The normal fees is around 3,000, but for school students, it will be 2,000, which is a one-time charge throughout their life. That is a one-time registration charge. The second is the examination fee, which is around 6,500 rupees for school students per examination. That is to be remitted at the time of giving the examination. And for the tuition, the study material, and all the support that will be provided in terms of faculty support, the materials, the mock test, revision test, all this put together, the total fees for the first three papers is 47,000 rupees, out of which, depending on their performance in the scholarship test, they will be getting scholarship up to 25,000 rupees, which will be deducted from this. So a student who is getting 25,000 scholarship will have to pay only 22,000 rupees for the first three papers altogether. And again,
So once
installment
the
schemes are.
course-
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So once the course, suppose a student enrolls and gets started, then
Right,
from the enrollment to the examination of the first three papers, what is the time?
Ma'am, I mean, it is entirely up to the student, because the first three papers are on-demand examination, which basically means whenever the student feels he or she is ready, they can sit for the examination. So they have a time period of 2 years within which they need to take these three examinations.
Okay. So if they start in a particular year, within 2 years, they are expected to finish the three
The
papers.
first three papers, yes.
And what is the frequency of the exam? Does it happen every 6 months or every year? How?
Right.
It can be done
for the
anytime,
first-
ma'am.
That's what.
Yeah.
But for the first three papers, it is on-demand examination, which means it happens all 365 days. So they just have to book a date and time, and they can sit for the examination any day that they want
Yeah.
to.
They have to just give us a notice of 72 hours that I would like to write the examination. Say they tell us today, then they can write the exam on, say, Tuesday or Wednesday. That should not be a
Right.
problem.
And for rest of the
Okay.
papers, the examinations are conducted 4 times a year. So you have
Okay.
these exams every 3 months. So students have the opportunity to take up even one subject, study thoroughly for it, and then appear for the examination at the end of 3 months. So it's unlike other professional qualification where they have to appear for examination in groups, where they have to take 3 or 4 papers together, and they fail in one paper, they have to appear for all the 4 papers again. Those criteria are not applicable in ACCA. It's individual one paper at a time. They can appear for it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. That's so nice.
Right.
So I would like to thank the
Right.
entire team. I thank Mr. Muralidharan and Mr. Krishan Mishra for enlightening our students with all these inputs. I thank Manish for being the wire media and organizing this for us. So thank you all. I'm sure the
Thank you.
children will do a lot of thinking and discussing with their parents.
Sure.
And as soon as they get back to us, we will again contact you
Sure.
people
Sure.
and let
Sure,
you
ma'am.
know how it goes.
Sure.
But
Sure,
thanks
ma'am.
for choosing Hilltop School and to enlighten them all with all
Right.
this information.
Right. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much, ma'am. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you,
Thank you
and
so
all the
much.
best, students. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Take care. Bye. Thank you, Manish.
And thank you so much.